What is up, different gang? It is that Beauty 925 coming to you live, and today I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial for you guys. So basically what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to curl your hair using a wand. So before we begin this video, I really appreciate it if you took the time to subscribe to my channel. Also give this video a big thumbs up. That would be like much appreciated. Out of this video, I'm going to be showing you the products that I think are necessary to complete this look. So the first thing, of course, is the curling iron, and make sure it's turned on. I have the absolute heat curling iron, I believe it is, and it's an inch wide, and it doesn't have any indication of how hot it gets. It's just an on or off button, but it gets pretty hot. The next thing that you'll need is some type of brush. I like using a detangling brush or a weave brush, whatever you like to call it. The last thing that you'll need is a thermal shield heat protectant, just so that you don't get any heat damage anywhere, because weave can get heat damage. I don't think a lot of people know that. Also, this is optional. You can use a glove, since this curling iron isn't really, like, I'm not going to say it's not safe, but it doesn't have any protection when it comes to you using your hands. You just either burn yourself or you don't. But I don't really mind the heat that goes through, but for safety, I do recommend a glove. So let's just get right into the video. The first thing that you want to do is make sure all of your hair is brushed out, which I kind of did before this video. But the importance of doing this is that you won't have, like, I just feel like your curls are way more smooth once you detangle everything, and it'll just be an easier process as you curl them. So what I do, especially when I'm like in a rush, but I just started doing this all the time now, is I split my hair into two sections, almost like if I was just regularly wearing like a middle part. So I do my hair exactly like this, evenly split, and every time that I curl my hair, I start from like the back pieces, and then I just brush that piece out, get my heat protectant, spray that piece a little bit. Don't want it to be too wet and too damp. So, and you can put this section in a ponytail if you want to, or clip it up, but to me, I don't really even have to do all that. So now I'm going to go ahead with the process of actually curling the hair. So after I separated my hair and I got my piece that I sprayed with the heat protectant, I take my curling iron and place it maybe about an inch or two from my roots of the hair, and then I put the curling iron on top. And then what I do after that is maybe about a couple centimeters from the edge of the heat plate. That's where I put my hair, and then I wrap the other pieces around it. And I try to wrap the other pieces as close as possible, because I do like my curls tight. And that's really all I do. I literally just wrap my hair around it and hold it there for maybe about 15 seconds. But the time that you hold it there really all depends on how hot your curling irons get. But about 15 to 20 seconds is good enough for me. And then after that, I kind of hold it in a downward position and then slide it down. But I don't slide it down and let it fall. I slide it down and catch it and scrunch it up just like this. And by me scrunching it up like this, it kind of makes the curl hold better, because the heat is contracting and getting into all of that. And then I let it down, and this is your tight curl. So I do that for literally every one of them. Sometimes I don't like my curls as tight, so I'm gonna kind of show you like a hack if you want like the bottoms tight but don't really necessarily have the time, or you want it to look tight but don't really have the time. So a hack for that is, this especially works for the back piece. So what I do is I take my curling iron, and about, depending on your hair length, but maybe about 2 to 4 inches above the end of your hair, I put the flat iron and do the same method, but only at the ends. And then what I do is I twirl that hair around, let it sit for a good 15-20 seconds. After that, I use the same method in catching it and scrunching it up so that that heat transports to all the hair, and then I let it down. And then you see the curl is tight at the end. And then what this does is, as you get further towards your hair, you just go a little bit up, or even if you keep it like this, and the ends of your hair will look this tight, even though it isn't really, and that also saves time. But I like for all of my curls to be tight, so all the other ones I'm going to be doing this style right here. So I'm going to show 2 more times of me curling the hair, and then afterwards I'll speed it up and then stop when I get to like the bangs or the front part of my hair. So again, pulling a piece from the back, and it really doesn't matter whether you start in the back or the front, but just my preference is the back because I like to do my bangs last. Then spray it with the heat protectant, kind of brushed out all the way through. Make sure it's not damp because you don't really want no wet curls. Then place the curling iron about 1 to 2 inches away from your roots, and then wrap the hair around. And if, depending on how tight you want your curls, that is how close you put the curls together. And sometimes when you grab, like this one was a way bigger piece than I grabbed before, so I might wait even longer. Sometimes I even test it by touching the outside of the hair, because if the outside of the hair, if you feel that heat, that means that the heat is transferred through and that your curls should have turned out right. Now I'm just going to slide it down and catch it, scrunch it up. Remember, the thicker and more hair that you get, the longer time you'll want to take in scrunching it, holding the heat on it, all of that. And then release. Look at that beautiful curl. So I'm going to do one more, and then one more that I'm going to do is just basically the one that I showed y'all the little hack for. Okay, so I am basically done with my hair. I just didn't want to show you guys everything. I just assumed y'all didn't want to see me do it the whole time. So, yes, I finished with my hair except for the bangs, because sometimes the bangs are a little different. I like for my hair to look like this, kind of. Like for my bangs to look kind of pushed back instead of all curly. But I would try to do like maybe both sides different ways so you can see what I'm talking about. On this side, I'll do it all curly. I don't know, it just really depends on the day, to be honest, or what look I'm going for, whether I'll curl my bangs just like I did the other parts of the hair. So yeah, now I'm gonna curl this part. This is like an all curly side, and below y'all can comment which side y'all like better. So this one, since I kind of like for my bangs to flow or have like a little feathered look sometimes, I'm going to show you what I do with this piece. So instead of separating them into sections, what I do is I keep it as this whole piece. And then I take my curling irons, and you can actually do it either way. You can wrap it around like this, or you can wrap it around like this. I'm just going to take this whole piece and almost curl it just like the other ones, but it won't be as tight. Just kind of want it to fall into place. So for this one, you see it's like not a really tight curl. It's kind of loose and just kind of tucking back like that. So what I do is I kind of tuck it behind my other hairs and let it flow. Sometimes you might have to maneuver it to get it just how you want. That's kind of how I like that side, but just let me know which side you all prefer. Comment below which side you like better. Do you like the more loose feathered bang, or do you like the all curls bang? Which one? So what I like to do next is I kind of like to fluff it out just with my hand. I don't really like using a brush because I don't like brushing out the curls, and you can use one of those big tooth combs, but I just prefer using my hands more so. So this is just what I do to give it a bigger look and to have it just not so connected to where you have like those spaces and it looks all bundled up. Like, no. So that is all for my video. I really hope that you can learn from my tutorial, and I hope that you also enjoyed this video. If you ever do this hairstyle using my method, which is not, I'm not going to actually claim that method, but if you watch my video to complete your curls, then most definitely DM me on Instagram or DM me on Snapchat, and both of those will show up on my end screen at the end. It is DarkBeauty925 signing out of this live. Bye.